such a time as this.
And welcome back to For Such a Time as This, the place where there is no such thing as a silent witness. Want to just real quickly give a shout out to our sponsors, Prestige Kitchen and Bath. Prestige Kitchen and Bath. These are the people who are actually helping us sidestep the shadow banning that is going on. They help us with our digital advertising. Please visit Prestige Kitchen and Bath in Arlington Heights, Illinois. Phone number 847-348-0066. Today I have with me someone who goes to New Hope Community Church, Andrea Pedersen. Hello, Andrea. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good. Andrea is going to give us her testimony on how she came to Christ. Okay, Andrea, take it away.
Okay. I came to Christ because I lost my health. At the age of 28, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis as well as pernicious anemia, which is pretty much one of the worst forms of anemia there is. And back when I was 28, I'm 69 now, there weren't any drugs. There was nothing for you if you had MS, and the doctors didn't give you any hope whatsoever. So at that time, I had to figure out on my own, how I was going to navigate through this. And not being raised in a religious or a church-going family, I did have my Aunt Pearl, who was very instrumental. She went to church all the time. She prayed for me and my brothers and sisters and family constantly. She was very instrumental, and that's where I got most of my background in Jesus Christ. But losing your health and coming to Christ is not new for anyone. I think it's a testimony that many, many people share, because when you do not have your health, you don't have anything. And that's just the way it is. And so anyhow, I had lost my health, and I started out by being a television Christian.
Yeah.
I never went to church, I just watched everything on television and kind of watched that. And I also noticed on Christian shows and stuff like that, they brought up health a lot, and they were actually front runners in terms of a holistic viewpoint. But with my MS and my pernicious anemia, I did learn that food was my only medicine. I mean, it was the only way to go. I mean, in 1991, I took $429 worth of supplements a month. And whether I took them or I didn't take them, it didn't make a difference. And trust me, they did every single testing and cross-testing to make sure that these were the right supplements. But
real quickly, at that time, you were diagnosed with MS, and they were giving you vitamins for it?
Oh yeah, I had been diagnosed years before, and
gotcha.
there was the first MS drug came out in 1994, and it was a lottery to get it. It was interferon. And I prayed to God, I want to get into the interferon thing. And then I found out, because I was individually insured, my insurance company wouldn't cover me. And it was $900 a month to be in it. And I sat there and said to the people, well, I'll pay the $900 a month. I don't care. I just want to do it. I want to try it. And they were like, no, because if something goes wrong, your insurance wouldn't pay for anything.
Gotcha.
So I'm sitting there praying to God, and I was rejected. God did not let me go. And I ended up finding out years later, I went to an MS talk and found out that every single person that was in the 1994 lotto either died, they died of...
Excuse me?
Yes. Every single one in the MS interferon lottery
that was a
blessing
then you didn't get
Yes, God's rejection is your protection. So anyhow, So what happened is they either died of leukemia or cardiac heart failure before the leukemia killed them.
What year was this? How come
1994.
Oh my God.
That's when the MS lottery was, and it was a lottery to get in. I mean, there were so many of us. It was the first time they were having a drug, And, he had to meet certain conditions, and I was individually insured. And because I was individually insured, they wouldn't take me. That was the premise for not taking me.
Thank you, God.
Yeah. I mean, I learned, I thought God was being mean to me. I really
a
did.
lot of times we think that when God doesn't answer our prayers, he's being mean. He's saving us. A lot of times, right?
Yeah. No, God, God saved me from that. But I struggled with my health in all those years, and it was a very, very difficult time. And I just ended up finding out food was my best medicine. It was what I made a huge, huge difference. So then like I told you, I had found a doctor who was an MD, and he had, gotten into, I became gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free. If there was a free, I was free of it.
Taste free.
Yeah, that was it. It was like if it was free. But at that time in 1991, taking $429 worth of supplements, that's probably like $1,200 today. I mean, it was big money. And I noticed, it jump-started my body. There's no question about it. Supplements are great for jump-starting your body. But God didn't call us to take supplements. It's like food. So anyhow, I was taking all these supplements, and then I started noticing. If I juiced, I could not take my supplements for 3 days, and I wouldn't notice a difference. But I was green juicing, and when I didn't juice for 3 days, I noticed a huge difference. So I went to my doctor, and I said, I'm going to switch to the green juicing because I said I do much better. And he says, oh, that's a fragmented food. And I looked at him.
What does that mean, fragmented food?
Well, it wasn't a whole food. It was a fragmented food. It didn't have the fiber. It didn't, that type of thing. And I looked at him, and I said, well, then you explain to me how any less fragmented of a food a supplement is.
What'd he say?
He didn't say anything.
Okay.
And that was really the start of it. The other start was my mother looked at me because I would sit there and, Sunday night I'd put out all these dishes because when you're taking $429 worth of supplements, you got to take some with meals, some between meals, some 3 times a day, some twice a day, sometimes once a day. And that was in 1991. They didn't even have those pill boxes then. That stuff didn't exist. So anyhow, I was doing all that, and my mother, if she were alive today, she'd be 100 years old. And she just looked at me and she says, oh, Andrea, that's so foolish. Just take 2 tablespoons of blackstrap molasses today, and you won't need to take all that stuff. And it was like, huh? And she says, yeah, just take blackstrap molasses. And I said, oh, okay, type of thing. Well, sure enough, I looked into the old writings of Adele Davis, and that's what she recommended was blackstrap molasses. And then having horses my whole life, animal feed always has blackstrap molasses in it. And it's because it's rich in the B vitamins, and it has all the minerals.
Now for your audience, what is blackstrap molasses?
Oh, well, blackstrap molasses is actually when they make white sugar. Okay, it comes from sugar cane. So what they do is they take the sugar cane and they grind it down, and they process it down 3 times. And in the 3rd processing, you have all of the white sugar is removed from it. And what you have is the black strap, where all the B vitamins and all of the minerals are at. And the reason why blackstrap molasses is so high in minerals is because the roots of the sugarcane go down 12 to 15 feet into the earth.
I didn't know this until you told me this years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it goes 12 to 15 feet into the earth. And only plants have the ability to absorb a mineral, which is basically almost all minerals are rocks. and take that rock, that mineral from that rock, absorb it through roots, and through photosynthesis, change it and transform it into an organic form that your body can recognize and utilize. Only plants can do that. Okay, so so essentially that's what blackstrap molasses is, and the way you tell a real blackstrap molasses from a one that they left the sugar in is you simply turn the bottle over, you looked at the number of calories in it, and if it has 50 calories in it, or 45 calories, 50s can be in rounding, air or something like that, but basically if it has 45 calories in it per tablespoon, then you know all of the white sugar has been removed from it. If it has 60 or 70, then they left some of the white sugar in there in order to make it more palatable. Because blackstrap molasses really doesn't have a very...
It's nasty.
Well, I like it. I like it a lot. It has a polarizing taste profile. It's like you like it or you're not, or you don't. And my goal was basically to take something that was extremely healthy and make it taste better and actually make it better. So anyhow, for many, many years, and my walk with Christ was really going on because I had a lot of setbacks with MS episodes. I remember the first time I went 8 months without an episode, and I was so happy. I mean, I thought that was a big deal just to go 8 months.
And what do you attribute that to when you go 8 months without an MS episode? What was going at that time? What would you attribute it to?
Oh, well, first of all, it was my faith in God because
Sure.
I did a lot. I did a lot with my health. I did hyperbaric oxygen chambers. I did Myers cocktails. I went to chiropractors. I went to acupuncturists. I bankrupted myself. Working on my health. I mean, I went to every physical therapy. I was doing Pilates in the 90s when no one even knew what it was. I mean, it was, I worked constantly on my health. I got rid of makeup. I got rid of, no hair dyes, no nail polish, only wore natural fibers like silk and cotton. I never cried harder than the day I realized I would not be able to wear high heels.
I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait. Why can't you wear high heels?
Because with my MS, I lost my pelvis stability.
Gotcha.
And I couldn't walk in them.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have laughed. I'm sorry. I thought you were joking at first, Andrea.
No, because I just realized I had given up so much. I mean, when I was young, before I had my MS, I was dressed to the hilt on my makeup, my nails, and stuff like that. If you called me up and I didn't have an hour and a half to get ready to go out, I wasn't going out. And nothing, my illness humbled me so much. I mean, I was never so humbled. And to tell you the truth, my walk with MS and also my walk with the Lord, I actually really like the person I am. I'm very compassionate, I believe. I try hard. I try to help people. I try to reach out.
I can testify to that, yes.
If I didn't have the experience of MS and pernicious anemia and all my health issues, I don't think I'd be a very nice person. I would have been extremely successful in business. I mean, I was a front runner in terms of business. That's why I could afford, all this, health stuff, because I was so successful in business. But I think I would have been a nasty person, and I think that's why the Lord led me that way. And it was like He had to, show me that that's not the path you want to go down. And I do help. I try to help whenever I can. I mean, you can only do so much, but anyhow, so I kind of lost my train of thought
So
here.
coca lasses.
Yeah. So anyhow, what fast forward is that then I was doing the blackstrap molasses for many years, and then around 2009 or so, that was when chocolate, which used to be this terrible food to eat, if we all remember, it was a bad food to eat, and then suddenly chocolate became a health food, dark chocolate, became this health
I
food.
still question that.
Well, no, there's cocoa has a lot of polyphenols in there, and the thing that people don't understand about polyphenols is they actually carry nutrition into the cells.
I'm not talking about that chocolate. I'm talking about the Snickers
Oh well.
and the Clark bars. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, right, exactly. I mean, it's exactly.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I was actually praying to God, and I was like, hey, how can I take my knowledge with everything that I learned about my health and with my MS and everything, and make a product that's going to help people? And so I turned on the television, and all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, this chocolate that people are talking about, it still has sugar in it and stuff like that, which there's good sugars and bad sugars. And the way I define the two is a good sugar has nutritional value to it, and a bad sugar has none. Okay?
That's 99. Is that 99% the bad sugar that we consume as Americans?
Yes. Yes. And, well, you see, the industry tried to make all sugars the same. And it's not true at all. It's like there was many things that they said was unhealthy that truly is healthy, like eggs. They said that was bad. Fat is another example. They tried to change it. So anyhow, what happened is I ended up putting I had my blackstrap molasses, and I added some chocolate to it and stuff like that, and people were like, "Ooh, this tastes terrible." And then I just became intrigued, and I noticed once I added, 20 years I'd been taking blackstrap molasses. Wasn't until I added the chocolate, and then I added other health promoting sugars to it, like honey and maple syrup, which has 54 different antioxidants. But my secret sauce is I fermented it. So it's more bioavailable. And now, all of a sudden, these B vitamins. Now, I was taking B vitamin supplements, and I mean, the good ones, they stink terribly. I mean, I would just cringe at taking them. But, my cocoa lasses has the blackstrap molasses. So anyhow, what ended up happening is cocoa lasses was born, and I had basically taken these health promoting sugars, I added it to cocoa, I fermented it, and then I came up with the cocoa lasses. And there's a lot of ways you can use it. Number one is you put it in your coffee, and now you make a really rich mocha. You can add it to fruit, smoothies is great, and if you put it on ice cream, it makes it an official health food. So that you put on yogurt. There's a lot of ways, and I do about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons a day, and it has really. And I have not had an MS episode since 2007.
Say that again.
I have not had an MS episode since 2007.
I as a matter of fact, I think I just I took my last tablespoon this morning. I think I have one more, and then I have another bottle, so I'm gonna have to get back with you. Just to let you all know, there are people at New Hope that swear by it. They take it regularly. They buy it from you, right, Andrea? And
yes.
They swear by it. And again, Andrea, what has gotten me, we got about a minute left. What got me was that, again, when you were given that diagnosis of MS, so many people, when they get a diagnosis from a doctor, they hang their heads and they just accept it. Not Andrea Pedersen. She gets a diagnosis through her faith in God and research and hard work. You say you have not had an episode since 2007, and I know medically speaking you can't say heal, but we're going to say God healed you. They can't stop us by saying that. Christ heals, and through your hard work and prayer and God working on you and your testimony, I believe God healed you, and you have not had an episode since 2007.
Right. God showed me which direction to go.
Show the can you put up the Coca glasses real quickly? That's her bottle.
Mm-hmm.
She moved that.
Yeah.
She has created that, and again, her testimony, her proof is not what do you want to call it? Necessarily a study. Got it. Not necessarily a study, but it's the fact that she has not in an episode in 2007. And again, we're not making any medical claims. We're making spiritual claims.
Mm-hmm.
We believe that God can heal those who walk in Him in faith. So thank you very much, Andrea, for your testimony. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you all again for being with us. And until next time, and hey, God can heal, and for that we don't apologize at all. So again, thank you, Andrea. Thank you all for being with us. Till next time, for such a time as this. God bless.
Thank you.
For such a time as this.